Hi everyone, Metal Breakdown here. So I'm so excited today to do another album review. I might be a bit rusty because my last album review was a while ago. Indeed, it was over a month ago when I was reviewing the new Amon Amarth album called Berserker. So yeah, go check out this video if you want to check it out. It's there on my YouTube channel. And yeah, I'm so excited as well because it's a fucking brand new Motionless in White album, and these guys have become like one of my favorite modern band in metal, and I'm not even kidding. Definitely top 10 in the modern band. Sorry guys, I ran and I'm kind of doing some asthma, just minor thing, but it's annoying as fuck. And yeah, I kind of got a bit worried when I read the album review of this guys by Motionless in White in the Metal Hammer magazine. I think I'll talk about that even later in my album review. But yeah, in this magazine right here, they did like a review right here. Maybe you can see it, and they gave it 7 out of 10. I was like, oh, that's not too good. But they said that they don't really like the band that much, and it might be their favorite album. So that's fair enough. So yeah, in this album review, guys, like I usually do, I'll focus mainly on the top 5, so I'll tell you more about my 5 favorite songs from the album. But before that, I'll give you some facts on the album, and I'll talk about my honorable mentions, and we'll talk about each and every songs on the album eventually, so don't worry. And yeah guys, another really important thing that I forgot to mention should have been the first thing that I would have mentioned in this video, but I fucked up, so let's say it right now. For those of you who are fans of my reaction video but don't like my reviews that much, don't worry, I've got something special for you guys before reviewing that. So obviously, like, I think that was yesterday and the day before, I filmed a reaction video for each and every song on this album. So yeah, if the reviews are not your thing, don't worry, I got you on Friday. I'll publish a reaction video for each and every song on the album, so you'll be pleased then. So it was a pleasure to make that. I really had a lot of fun. So yeah, I can't wait to publish that on Friday. I just have to wait until the album is available everywhere in the world and it's legal and everything to not get in trouble with the copyrights, you know. So that's why I'm waiting. But yeah, anyway, let's jump straight into the main subject of this album. And by the way guys, again, one last thing, I do sometimes video where I rank all the albums by a band, and from the best to from the worst to the best. So if you want me to do that with Motionless in White this week, including this brand new album, this guys could be interesting. I'm willing to do that, so just tell me in the comment section if it's something that interests you. Anyway, now let's jump into the album review. So let's do this guys for the album review of Disguise by Motionless in White by me, Metal Breakdown. So let's do this. So I'll start this review by giving you guys the facts. So just like the Graveyard Shift, this album was produced once again by Drew Fulk, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right, and Chris Motionless, the lead singer of the band. So yeah, that's the first fact. Also, yeah, this album is kind of an upgrade version of Graveyard Shift, because yeah, it's kind of similar, but at the same time, another fact that I wanted to give you guys is that they tried a lot of new stuff on this album, but it works well and it's not like shocking the fans completely like what Bring Me the Horizon did. So if you were a fan of Motionless in White before, even with the changes, you'll probably love this as well. And yeah, the reason why I was saying before that it's an upgrade version of the Graveyard Shift, an album that personally I loved a lot, but I know that it did not please all the fans as much. But yeah, the biggest complaint on the album was the lyrics. And this time around, they kind of went back to the very first album by the band Creatures for lyrical inspiration from what I've heard, but they are such better writers now that they were back then in 2010. So yeah, lyrically the album is fabulous in my opinion, so the fans that were complaining that the Graveyard Shift lyrics were not good enough will really be pleased with the lyrics on this album in my opinion. Another fact is that the album is really enjoyable from start to finish, even though I would say that the first half of the album is slightly stronger, but it's like that for most of the album out there, so it's not really surprising fact. I'm just giving it to you guys. I could have said the same thing for the Graveyard Shift, but I feel like the first half of this album is even stronger than the rest of it, even though this album, this guys might be better than the Graveyard Shift overall, but I'm not convinced yet. I still have to listen to the album more than that, and I'm saying that and I've listened to it like 10 times already, so I don't know. I just need to spend even more time with it, you know. Another fact about this album is that all the songs are incredible. There's just the song Legacy that I would maybe switch for another song to make the album completely perfect, and even then the Legacy, it's not the Legacy, it's just called Legacy. It's not a bad song, it's still cool, I still enjoy it, but compared to the other songs on the album, it's definitely the weakest one, so. And the only one I would give maybe below 8 out of 10, so to this song I would give it probably a 6 out of 10, so. Yeah, I really like it less than all the other songs on the album, but it's still a great one. Now, before I give you guys my top 5, I'll give you my honorable mention, so the song that almost made the top 5, but did not after all. So the first one is Undead Ahead 2, but I'll get more in deep about that when I'll talk about the 5th song in the top 5. There's also Holding On to Smoke, really great song, it breaks my heart not to put it in the top 5. There's also Another Life, which is probably the softest song on the album, but it's so good. I could listen to it all day, so usually I'm a fan of the really heavy song. This one is completely the opposite of it, but I still love it. Beautiful song, love the lyrics. You'll see that when you watch my reaction of the song. I love it even on the first listen, so yeah, can't wait until Friday for you guys to watch all my reactions. It will be great. And I'm also putting Brand New Numb in there because it's a great single. It was weird, but I had fun with it even on the first listen. So yeah, now with the top 5, in the 5th position I went with Thoughts and Prayers. I almost left this one out of my top 5 because Undead Ahead 2 was supposed to be in my top 5 the entire time I was making that album review, but I love it so much, so I can do that. I can just put it aside and not put it in my top 5. It's not possible for me right now. And yeah, it's the heaviest song on the album and might even be the heaviest song since the very first album, Preachers. Yeah, it's that heavy. When you'll hear it, you'll be blown away completely. I also want to praise it because I really want them to keep creating songs as heavy as this one, and hopefully people will fuck with me concerning my opinion on this song. I truly hope that they will play this song on tour because I'm sure the crowd would go so fucking hard to this. Like, the mosh pits would be absolutely insane. Hopefully I'll be part of that. I just want to mosh so hard to Thoughts and Prayers, so hopefully it will happen later this year or even in early 2020. We'll see. In the 4th position I went with Catharsis. Just like the previous song on the album, it sounds really weird on the first listen, and yeah, the previous song on the album, for those of you who don't know, were like, oh, which song was that? It's Brand New Numb. But yeah, I love this song so much. It has grown on me so much already. They are not ending the album with a super heavy song or with a ballad like they did last time with Eternally Yours. But yeah, it works well. The chorus itself is incredible, but that pre-chorus is even more mind-blowing. Incredible stuff, guys. The song also has a 15 seconds outro that makes the album ending on an even like better note because it's clearly made as an album ending song. So yeah, Catharsis, last song on the album Disguise by Motionless in White. Now, guys, we'll talk about the top 3. So, the 3 songs you need to pay the most attention while listening to this, guys. I'll give you them right now. So, in the 3rd position, guys, I'm going with Disguise, the main single and the title track from this new album by Motionless in White. So it had to be good and powerful, right? Everything about this song is sick. One of the best chorus of the entire album. The intro is sick and the verse are as good as the rest. I also absolutely need to talk about the breakdown because it's always get me going and it's so powerful. And by the way, with the music video that they put out, it's even better. It's so well done. They did a fabulous job, so I need to praise that as well. And for the lyrics, they're also really strong, just being about not being afraid to show yourself as who you really are and not like put on a face and try to be someone else. That's completely bullshit. You might try it for a while. You might make some new friend, but they will find out eventually who you really are. So just be yourself. If people don't want to be with you that way, fuck them. They're not meant for you. So yeah, that was my own interpretation. I don't know if it's exactly how they want us to understand it, but that's my interpretation of it. So I'm sure you guys can make yourself one of your own if you want. So in the 2nd position, I went with the song Code. It was my favorite song at first, but you'll see that the one who is in the 1st position won after all, so I'll talk about that later. But I still think that this song has the best chorus of the album. It's just the type of huge chorus that I imagine thousands of people singing along to it in a huge arena show, like huge headlining show. Yeah, I see Motionless in White getting there eventually. I don't know when, but I think they truly got bigger with the last album, The Graveyard Shift. So hopefully they'll get even bigger with this one, and I would be so happy for them. I also love this song a lot because it's mixing perfectly all the metal elements of Motionless in White with some beautiful electronic elements. There's a lot of them, but in this song it still sounds metal as fuck and not some pop bullshit like what Bring Me The Horizon did. If you're a Bring Me The Horizon fan, that's perfectly fine. If you love it, good for you. I was able to enjoy That's the Spirit, even though at first I was like, but then it grew on me. So I thought that with Ammo it would be the same, that it would grow on me and I would be able to enjoy it for what it is, but so far, no. I'm really not pleased with this album, so I guess it's just not for me. I'm not blaming people who listen to them. If you like them, good for you. It's just not for me. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Bring Me The Horizon. We're here to talk about Motionless in White, and now I'll tell you about my favorite song on the album. It's called Headache. Even on the first listen, I knew that this song would be my favorite, if not my favorite. You cannot ignore the similitudes with Korn, especially with all the shut up. It's like, shut up, shut up, shut up. And it sounds really like Korn. But yeah, like in the review I showed you in Metal Hammer magazine, I showed you that in the intro if you skip that part. They said that the band Motionless in White sounds too much like their influence and they should try to do more their own thing. Here I completely disagree because yeah, there's some similitudes with Korn. It's probably one of the bands they were listening while growing up. But yeah, even though we can hear Korn, I feel like it still sounds like Motionless in White, and we already know they love them, right? Jonathan Davis himself, the lead singer of Korn, was there on the last Motionless in White album on the song Necessary Evil, so yeah, they love them, but I feel like they truly did their own thing here, so that's why it's my favorite, right? Also, other than that, I just love the aggressiveness of the song overall, and it's really making it powerful. I said the word powerful a lot in this album review, but it's so true because the album is powerful, and I could have said the same thing about Graveyard Shift. There's just something special that I feel while listening to these two albums. They're really good, and yeah, we can say now, after doing this album review, that Motionless in White did it again in 2019. I'm so proud of them with this new album, Disguise. Hopefully they'll have a lot of success with it. I'm sure the fans will love it. And yeah, guys, I said pretty much all I had to say. Like I said in the intro, if you want me to do an episode on which I'll rank all the albums by the band, make sure to tell me in the comment section. And don't forget that I have an album review. Not an album review. That's what I'm doing right now. Reactions to each and every song on the album coming out on Friday at the same time as the album. So yeah, don't forget to pre-order the album if you can right now, or go pick it up in a record store on Friday. That's what I'll do personally. I tried to pre-order the special edition of the album, the one with the alternate cover, but I had an exam that day, and as soon as I was done with the exam, it was already sold out. So fuck me. I'll just get the regular one on Friday. So I hope you'll do the same. Also, I have a poll going on with the best album of May 2019. So if you have 2 seconds to vote, just do that. Would be fun. So thank you so much, guys. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and I'll see you all in the next video.